I'm going to start this off by sharing Tammy's question with you, and we're going to also get into another one as well. Sir. And here is Tammy's question, guys.
Hi, I am excited about the meeting tomorrow, and I do have a question about Alignable and how to get the clients that I need as a bookkeeper. I have a lot of people that I've connected with that are great referral partners um, that basically need something from me as a bookkeeper dealing with my clients. So, for example, if I have a client that needs insurance help, or if I have a client that needs um, benefits, or if I have a client that needs payroll help, um, I feel like I keep connecting with those type of people, which are good referral people, but I feel like I'm not getting to the area where I'm actually connecting with businesses that actually need assistance. So I don't know how to go about getting to that point for my bookkeeping business. So anyway, that was my situation that I'm looking into figuring out.
All right. Real quick, I just want to know, is there anybody else who has kind of like this same issue? Just raise your hand real quick. And guys, we can be honest here, like we family. Do you have the same issue? Okay, all right. So quite so we're gonna spend some time here today. All right. Um, so Tammy, really quick, do you mind coming off of mute and maybe giving us a little more? I understand your question. Actually watched this a few times because I wanted to be able to add value by the time we got to this meeting. So just give us a little bit more context. Talk to us a little bit more about that.
Well, I mean, I just feel like each person that I connect with or people that are sending me introductions um, to meet these people are just more people that need something from my clients.
Hmm.
Uh, so I'm not getting to the actual businesses that actually need help and support with their bookkeeping, if that makes
Okay.
sense. I feel
Okay.
like I'm connecting more with payroll providers, insurance people, financial advisors, which are great for referrals. Perfectly fine. I mean, I've already referred some people that have come to me for tax purposes to tax people that um, I just don't feel like I'm getting my name out there, I guess, or my business out there. I'm not sure how to do
Hmm.
that.
Okay. Got you. Got you.
Okay.
Got you. All right. So it sounds like you're connecting with the people who are trying to connect with your people.
Hmm.
Right? They're
Correct.
trying to get to you. Okay. Yeah. And like that's all nice and good, but it doesn't pay the bills,
Doesn't help
right?
you.
Um, so what we need to do is, so you're saying you're having trouble with getting the word out there about your business.
Is that a
Correct.
way to kind of I guess one pin? Because I had that situation before where people were connecting me with somebody else, like bookkeepers. I do payroll, and to me, it's really good. The I guess it's just different way to approach that, because the way I did is like, okay, this is what you do. People that need payroll also need bookkeeping, because in order for
Hmm.
them to benefit, everything goes
We,
connected.
we try to.
If the back office is not good, like the bookkeeping, payroll is not gonna be good either.
Right.
So we just kind of be like, hey, why do you actually struggle as a business owner? And they're like, well, usually with the bookkeeping, they come out with, oh, I can take pictures of my receipts. I was like, yeah, but that's not it. It's more than
Hmm.
that. You have to make sure that you are not missing out. Because at the end of the day, it's not just report what you're expending, but also know what are you doing and what is the actually reason behind that. And then when you open a little bit more, what's the whole reason of the value that you bring in as a bookkeeper, then they are a little bit more open. But for them at the beginning, at least on my end, usually they say that. They're like, oh, I can just take the pictures, put it in Excel, and call it a day. That's no bookkeeping.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So thank you for sharing that, Estefani. And I see some other people in the chat. who are Jamie's having the same issue, and Yvonne, okay, Marsha, okay. All right, so it's quite a few people. Marsha, were you gonna say something as well?
No, I think just to add on to that, what I'm experiencing moreover is I'm getting a lot of requests or suggestions to connect with businesses that are local to me, but my business is not necessarily local to my geographical area. I mean, I service that area absolutely, but I find that I'm getting like bakers and paint, like different service entities that have nothing to do with the business that I'm offering. So I'm not quite sure how to change that. I've gone into my
Mm,
profile to see if I can, if I'm driving some of that. But in addition to what other people have mentioned here, I have that as well. That is another add-on that I'm seeing that I'm not sure how to maneuver around.
okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. Jamie, talk to us.
Similar, for me, not so I have to be licensed in the States, right? So it's like they are referring the competitor, but not actual the customer or client that I would specifically work with in the states that I work with. So that's my challenge with Alignable. If I'm speaking with someone in Florida, okay, that's great, that's Florida, but that's not necessarily going to directly help me. Like it's similar to what Tanny was saying, like connecting with bookkeepers and payroll services, and they all have clients, or the small business, they all have clients, but my product isn't, you know what I'm saying? My services are not, because I'm service based and within particular states. So my challenge is either only in my space, but not for the client that I'm targeting, but for the competitor or just random states. Like I haven't figured out how to niche it down to specific geographical areas. I
Okay.
mean, it may make more sense if I say what I do. I'm an insurance broker and I'm licensed in specific states. So if I only get people in Idaho who are bookkeepers, I'm not licensed in Idaho. Doesn't mean that, and for a bookkeeper, they can, maybe do bookkeeping across the US, which is fine because I know people across the US, just not necessarily in Idaho. But then I can't write in Idaho.
Okay.
Right. So that's the challenge, geographical. And then again, it's more about my competitor, like it's connecting me to to the people that do the same thing that I do.
Okay.
So
All right. So the
I don't
theme
know how
I'm
to
hearing.
stop that or cut that
I'm sorry. Go
off.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I was just
What was
saying I
that?
don't know how to cut that. I don't know how to cut that piece off where it's sending me to me, basically, to the same people that do exactly what I do.
Got
You
you.
know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So the theme that I'm hearing from you guys is I'm having difficulty getting to my people. That's the okay. That's yes. Okay. All right. We'll take the next three hands that are up, and then we'll continue. Rohan, and then Jack, and then Rick. Rohan, talk to us.
Yeah, so I actually had this problem like a couple months ago, and like in my experience, I think it depends on where you're at in the business, right? So whether you have established clientele or not is definitely going to be a huge factor. But the way I see it, there's probably two ways to solve that problem, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Either it's through volume and time on your end, or you pay someone to help you solve that problem. I ended up going for the latter. I paid a guy that helped me build more like intentional referrals and help me get in front of the right people and the right warm introductions. But for me, I felt like that was like the only two ways that I had to solve it. It's either I put more time into it, which I don't have, or I just pay a vendor to help me fix it. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Mm.
okay. Okay. I hear you, Rohan. Thank you for that, sir. Jack, talk to us, sir.
I feel like, I mean, I'm new here, but I feel like I run into a lot of
Welcome to the
solopreneurs.
neighborhood.
Yeah. And I need bigger businesses, I mean, the services that I offer are at a higher level. Now, I love working with the solopreneurs as far as like teaching. And if there's some way on here that I could teach, I would be more than happy to do some of those things. But I
Oh, there
need,
is a way, Jack, but we'll get
I
into
need,
that later.
okay, but I need, I need clients that are doing between 3 and 5 million that have, 30, 40 employees, so that's where I'm having a rough spot.
Okay, hold on. Let me get Jeff Bezos on the phone real quick. No, Rick,
Same
talk to us, sir.
here.
Thank you for that. What did Jeff Bezos' wife speak up? Is that what I just heard? What just happened? She told me she was coming, but I wasn't sure. Rick, talk to us, sir.
This is the ultimate conundrum, and I sent that in a pre-meeting chat. How do you initiate a sales conversation with somebody that you want to do business with, as opposed to I want to have a referral relationship? Personally, I come straight ahead professionally. I say, "Hi, my name is Rick Christensen. I'm a business coach. I heard about your company. I'm going to offer to help and set up an appointment." If it's a referral, I'm just gonna come out and say, "Hi, I see that you're a financial planner, and unfortunately, I come across, clients that aren't very good at handling money. I see you're up in New England. Let's get together and do that." I just like clarification if that's the right way to go about it, or any insight there, because I really think that's the ultimate conundrum. Like, what kind of meeting are we having?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Not necessarily defining the relationship, defining the meeting, not a DTR, a DTM. Okay. I see you guys in the chat. All right. And we'll get to that in a minute. But let's talk about number one, the main thing. Rick, we're coming to you. And I did see your question. I had it in my Word doc there. Um, let's get to the main thing of trying to get to the people I want to do business with. That's seems like it's the main thing here. Right. So number one, and I want to say Roxanne mentioned this, adjusting yeah, you mentioned something about the pro. Thank you for that, Roxanne. Um, it's gonna go back to your profile. Guys, I want you to look at this process like dating. All right. So if somebody, let's say somebody's setting you up on a date with someone, right? They let you know who it is, and oh, this is my friend. You got to meet her. You got to meet him. He's awesome, amazing. You're gonna have a good time or whatever. What is when you hear they give you that name and you get back home, or maybe even write down on your phone or computer, whatever. Somebody tell me what's the first thing you're gonna do?
Look them up on Facebook.
Look up their
Okay,
social.
thank you, thank you. You're gonna look at them
Google,
on
you're gonna
socials.
Google them. Google.
Okay, you do a Google search. All right. Most people are going to look them up on Facebook. So what you're going to is you're going to the profile, right? So that's where we got to start. Is your profile on point? Does your profile clearly state what you do, who you do it for, and the problem that you solve? And when I'm talking about the problem that you solve, I'm not talking about the problem you think you solve. I'm talking about the main problem that your customers are dealing with. If you're not speaking to that conversation, that is not going to work. Like I always say this, and um, was it Donald Miller who mentions this, right? When you clearly articulate the problem that you solve, you begin the buying journey in the customer's mind. So if they go to your profile and that journey is not beginning, that means you haven't clearly articulated the problem that you solve. Okay? Like I want to see what you do, who you do it for, the problem that it solves. I need to know those. So if your profile is not doing that, we're already dead in the water. So because once again, once they hear about you, they're gonna go check you out in the profile. Um, I'm a big like social proof guy. So if you go to my profile, you're just gonna see like testimonials, right? By the time we meet, I don't want you asking a bunch of questions. Can you do this? Can you do that's a waste of time. We're not doing that. You read the profile, go look at the testimonials. You already know I can do what I say I do. That's a good way of doing it. I just let me not say this because this person might be on the call. Um, but yeah, so make sure you have a lot of social. Always, guys, the one thing, always be careful what you're saying, especially when it's being recorded. But yeah, so having like a lot of, if I see that you've done this for a lot of people and you help them solve this problem, then that gives helps my belief in you. Now, Roxanne had mentioned the tags in your profile. Yes, go to your profile. Would it help if I give you a visual? Let's do the visual. Anybody want a visual? Yes, no, or you just want me to keep on? Visual. Okay, visual thumbs up. Okay, we got the thumbs up for the visual. All right, let me pull this up here. Hey guys, feel free to critique me. I'm gonna pull up my profile, and I'm gonna show it to you like how I go about doing it. And I changed my profile a lot. And so let me just pull this up here. So I'm always like adjusting it, kind of, seeing. And feel free to go there and check it out as well. I don't apologize for my big smile and my banner. All right. Um, I like to smile. Is that okay? All right. So, can you guys see my screen? Just thumbs up if you can see the screen. You can see. Okay. Yes. All right. So here I have. I'm gonna zoom in on the banner because the banner is the hook, right, in the profile, because that's the first thing before anybody reads anything, they first see. So you want to make sure you have something that pops, that stands out, that is also designed well. That really does help. So in my banner, you can see what I do here, right? And then social proof. I have people here who has left me testimonials, and I have here it says join other satisfied customers. And then I have a couple calls to action or CTAs, schedule a consultation, or you could connect with me here if somebody wants to scan a QR code. But I have scheduled consultation here, and it has an arrow. So I'm letting you know, go down to make sure that happens. And I'll kind of show you the recent change. And I guess some other social proof you could say is, being in the top 50 on Alignable and local business person of the year a few years. But then the way I designed this is, so we go to our ideal customers. And this right here is my hook. It says, before working with Victor, I tried various methods to attract clients. And I put a dot, dot, dot. In the original testimonial, the dot, dot, dot is not there. But I want to say, I want to open up a problem in your mind. Like somebody had a problem and they came to Victor. To me, that's what gets you to read the rest of the profile. Okay? So like, you want to create curiosity in people's, if you're taking notes, write this down. Marketing is not about getting people to buy. It's about getting them curious enough to want to know more. See, what a lot of times what we do, and I've done this myself. So, guys, I'm not preaching at you here. All right. I've made these mistakes as well. I've learned, I've grown, and I've done better. And that's why we're here, because you guys want to do better and be better, right? So don't use your marketing to try to get people to buy. Use whatever you have here on your profile to get them curious to want to know more. Once again, we talk about it's like dating, right? On the first date, you don't tell them everything, right? You don't tell them all about you, your quirks, your weird habits, your family history, your health problems. Like you don't go into all that. It's be like, wait a minute. Like if you do that, you're not getting a second date, right? Just give them enough, right? Keep some mystery in the marriage, right? So you want to give them just enough to want to get to know more, to take the next step, right? And then, all right, so that's in my ideal customers. And then if you go to what business can you partner with? Yeah, there's a business I can partner with, but I'm not really focused on that. I'm like, hey, are you trying to reach your intended market? And then I have a testimonial of someone who said, if you want clarity on how to reach your intended market, connect with Victor. For the people who need branding and are trying to reach out to a particular market, I'm letting you know that I can solve that problem for you. So you see what's happening here? I want to clearly demonstrate that I solve. That's what people are looking for. Can he or she solve a problem for me? You don't have to get fancy with it. You don't have to be, super entertaining. Just let us know you can solve the problem and that you have proof that you've done it.
Yeah.
All right. And then I have, what I offer. And then I have another testimonial here. And then I say, schedule consultation, needs assessment, whatever. And then they can do that here. Right. So I'm letting you know who I work with, who I have worked with, the problem that I solve. I'm letting you know, and there's a option of connect. You can get to me. Right. I'm gonna stop the share. Let's get back to. Is this helpful so far? Are you guys like, okay? All right, cool. Because I want to help solve problems here. Like, if you have this, like, it has to be that. Even when you meet people, how many of you here go to Smart Connects? Just raise your hand. You go to Smart Connects. You go to Smart Connect. Once again, they had that initial talk with you. If you are interesting enough in the Smart Connect, they're gonna go back to the profile to check you out and be like, "Yo, like, what can this person solve a problem?" That needs. I can't stress that enough. If your profile's not doing that, like, you can't go to stage 2. You're done already. All right, Tammy, talk to us.
Okay, so I agree totally with what you're saying, but if
Okay.
some of us do not have like testimonials yet, all we have is like recommendations from businesses that we have talked to on Alignable. How would we go about doing what you're saying to do? I mean, I get what you're saying to do. We just don't have the
Right.
testimonies to put into the piece.
Oh, okay. Great question, Tammy. I'll tell you what I did, and I did it without expecting anything. When I was newer in the industry, I worked with a lady for a while. I just wanted to help her out. Just wanted to help her out. She ended up giving me a testimonial, and I'm not gonna lie, I rode that into some other clients. Like, she gave me a really nice one, and that testimonial was going everywhere. Anything I was marketing, I'm putting that testimonial. That was all I. That's really what got me going. So what you can do, here's a little system, right? Do that for at least 3 people. You get 3 solid, and let them know, like, this is a transactional thing we're doing. Like, I give you this, like, you're gonna give me the testimonial, right? And preferably get a video testimonial. That's even better, right? And so I actually have a link. If you go on my website, where I have a link full of video testimonials, they can watch the video or whatever. But if you can't, get at least the written. So you have 3 testimonials. You start off. So now we know that Tammy's just not reporting bookkeeping, but there's other people who are saying that she's good at what she does. And Stephanie, talk to us.
I literally did something similar to that. I told the customer, I'm barely starting, but if you give me a try, then we can go from there. So after I proved myself, then he sent me more people and more people. And it's a gift that keeps giving, like even into right now,
Mhm.
7 years later.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love that. Thank you for that. Roxanne, talk to us.
So I just wanted to offer maybe a different solution or an alternative solution. Has anyone ever worked anywhere before? Because if you have, then you do have testimonials, right? You just don't
Mm,
give the name. So for instance, right? I come from finance and operations. Worked in a ton of verticals. I don't name the people I solve the problems for. I name the industry. I might name the time, like maybe the year if it matters. You put in what matters. The name and the title doesn't matter. What you transformed is what matters. So you add your story and you talk about the industry that you worked in or the type of company that it would have been. And that's your testimonial until you're able to actually have some for your independent business.
yeah, yeah. No, thank you for that, Roxanne. Um, Shamika, talk to us.
Hello. So I love your strategy with the testimonials, and I have four recently that I've get four newer ones that I have. And like what you're doing is you're just putting their testimonials to match what the question is asking for in Alignable. Was that like
Not,
how
not
you?
necessarily.
Okay.
I just do. I just like. I spread it all over like peanut butter. right? It doesn't. I don't care what the question is. All I when people come to my profile, I just want you to know I can do what I say I do because you heard it from other people. That's it.
Okay.
Like I don't pay attention to like the ideal client or what is it, who you can partner. I don't pay attention to that. Like all people want to know is can he do what he says he does? Can he do branding? That's all they need to know. That's
So it
how I look.
doesn't have to be relevant to what they said. Just put the testimonials on there.
I just put the testimonials on there.
Okay.
That's just like if you want to answer those questions according to the I don't know, it's never done anything for me. So I was like, let me try something different, right? What's that definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, right? I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Let me just do what works for me. Um, let's see, Orion, okay, Orion, and then Jamie, and then I want to talk about how to get to the people that you're trying to do business with. So you two, and then how do we get to the people we want to do business with? All right, Orion, talk to us.
Okay, hi everyone. Just as a realtor here in Asheville, North Carolina, I need to network with people. And I did change my tags and I did change the profile so that the AI in Alignable knows what to refer me to. But I'm not a service-based like a bookkeeper or a branding expert or social marketer. So finding the people who would refer me clients that would want to move to North Carolina is a much harder ask than, asking people, hey, do you know anybody who wants to move here? Kind of, and they don't know me. Now, I did hear about the testimonials. I'm thinking, should I copy the reviews I received from my past clients into Alignable? First of
Yeah,
all,
Yeah.
but
yes,
then
Yeah.
most definitely.
how can I generate a referral base that will bring me clients? As a realtor, it's kind of like difficult to do that. I'm kind of like still scratching my head about it.
All right. So yes, Orion, your situation's a little bit different. Here's what I'm going to ask you. What's your presence like physically? What's your rep in the community already?
My
Rhetorical
reputation, you
question.
mean?
Yeah. You don't
Uh,
you don't have to answer that if you don't want to, but if you do, like I just want
I
to
mean,
get you thinking in that way.
I think I'm pretty well known around my area, my local area, but I don't know because I never went and asked anybody. It's
Okay. The fact that you don't know that, that's the first problem.
But how would
Because
you
you're
know that?
huh?
How would I know that?
Well, you don't know. That's why you're here. And that's why I'm telling you now.
Ah,
So we're on our way to a solution. We're two mice in the maze. Let's head to the cheese, okay?
no
All right.
problem. I'm all for it.
So what you need to do first,
Mm,
even before you even get to the profile, is you need to establish yourself, build the trust in like you need to get with the like if you're not known in the streets, don't
mm,
nobody care what's on your profile. You're a realtor. You need to like they need to know you in the community, whether you want to do community events that you host, bringing people together. You could even do a networking event where you're bringing people together,
mm,
right? You can host a live seminar, do that a little bit later. Just like
mm,
get to know the people in the streets first. Like when
mm.
your name needs to be synonymous with realtor in your particular community.
Again,
So
branding.
you
You
don't even
got
go
it.
online. That's what you need first. Is it making sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Right? If I go to Asheville and I say realtor, like everybody should Orion, Orion, Orion. Like it should be like there's nobody else here. That's how you establish your brand when you become the name that they think about.
So how would you utilize that in Alignable?
Say that again.
How would you utilize, how would you generate leads from Alignables?
Oh, that's a really good question. So okay, so now that you've laid the groundwork in your hold on, let me let somebody else in. All right. Now that you've laid the groundwork in your community, now take what you've done in the community, post some pictures of what you've done in the community on Alignable. Let us see you with people, bringing people together. Let us see a picture of you closing a house with somebody. Is this all
Connect
making
with
sense,
loan
guys?
officers as well. Like people, if they're buying a house, they need money. So you're gonna want to go ahead and go to you small banks they do loan, or like loan officers, they work in the same industry as you because they need that.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah. So now when on Alignable, when we see you, oh wait a minute, I just saw Orion with a new homeowner, shaking hands with the keys to the house.
Mm.
Now you've just created that belief on Alignable. You created that belief in us about you.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Yeah.
That's branding.
Okay.
All right, Jamie, and then we're gonna get into how we get to our people. Talk to us.
I was just gonna say the same issue that Orion has, like not necessarily only people relocating to her area, but people who are already connecting us to Alignable to the people already in our area. Other than just like I have it's a network in my area, right? Just in my area. But what about all the other states? How do I connect to my other states? How do I connect geographically to
Ooh, Jamie,
people?
you just
Which
gave
is
me a
what
great
she's
segue. Thank you
saying.
so much for your question. Keep going. Keep going. Sorry.
Which is what Orion was basically saying. How does she connect specifically on Alignable with people in North Carolina? Not just those looking for people who want to relocate to North Carolina, but people who are already physically in North Carolina that she can connect with, whether that's customers or referral partners. We both have the geographic issue, right? We're trying to figure out how Alignable works with us geographically, not just the other problem that I have that matches Tammy, but geographically, if I could figure out the map geographically, then that would probably
So,
be
Jamie, I'm going to
more
ask you
help.
the same question. What's your presence like geographically in your area? Like,
So I can do the pictures. My next question was when I actually just discovered that because I'm really new. I do more videos where I'm talking about things. I can't even post a video. I can only post images. So that's the challenge for me because a lot of my work is I'm on Zoom with my clients. I work across 13 states, so I'm not going to necessarily physically be in all those different states. And yes, I can connect and take pictures here locally for myself. But yeah, that's my job. That's
all right. So let me get to this. You can post videos on Alignable. You just have to do it through YouTube. So you got to create a YouTube link or a Vimeo link, and then you post it. Yeah, you can't just directly post
got
the
it.
video on
Right.
Alignable.
And is
So
it just going to show the link instead of showing the video, or
yeah, it'll show
does
like
it
the
give a
like the
preview?
like the preview of the video,
Okay,
right?
got it. Thank you.
It doesn't do that with shorts. So like if you do the 9:16 aspect ratio, it doesn't do that. It just shows the link. But if you do like the 16:9, like the regular YouTube ratio, then it'll
Yeah.
show like that little preview or whatever. This is why I said you're a good segue. Um, I see a lot of people, you go to a bunch of different smart connects. That's good. I'm glad you're showing up, right? You got to show up in order to blow up. But this was the segue. Guys, write this down. CCO, content creates opportunities. Like I'm seeing so many people who's like you. It's great that you're showing up like on virtually on the smart connects, but you don't have any If I go back to the profile, if I go to check you out, you don't have any content to prove to me that you can do what you can do. You need content that proves that you are the expert. I've got a video on YouTube. To me, it was all right. It wasn't even all that great. That has made me thousands of dollars. Somebody saw that, hey, can you come and do a training here? They referred me to this person, that person. And honestly, we was texting yesterday. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Where's your content? I tell people this, like people book consultations with me. I tell you to do content. You just go up and try to go to another 100 smart connects, throw spaghetti at the wall, and it still ain't working for you. I know it's not working because you're at every single smart connect.
Thank you for the
Then
unlock because I have the content on the other platforms. I guess I just didn't even think to put that on a
yeah,
line.
bring it over here.
Okay. Okay.
Like I took everything from everywhere and I brought it to the Alignable profile. Like like if you're we'll go back to being a bookkeeper, right? Like show me some videos that like help me or gonna show me some things like this is what you need to know about your book. Like educate me. People want to be educated before they buy. Don't think you just here's the thing. What content is gonna do is gonna separate you from everybody else who's just showing up at Smart Connects. Because most people aren't willing to do the hard thing. So when you're willing to do the hard things that other people aren't, now you separate yourself from the bunch. People see you as like, wait a minute, no, like I remember the lady, she told me, she was like, Victor, when I saw your video, I was like, yeah, I gotta have him come and speak. And that has created so like I said, it's made me thousands of dollars. Content creates opportunities. If you're gonna guys, here's the thing. If you're just gonna try to do the regular to get by to get clients, like just leave this webinar right now. This ain't for you. If you're willing to do the hard things, then like we can talk. Because I'm tired of people booking consultations and want to do the easy things, want to do what everybody else is. Stop wasting my dang time. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna keep getting what you're getting. If you want to get what you've never had, you got to be willing to do what you've never done. I see y'all. Y'all like, whoa, Victor, calm down. Yeah, it's a pet peeve. It's getting on my nerves now because it keeps on happening. I'm telling y'all the same thing, and you keep coming back to me with the same mess. I love y'all. I want to see y'all. I want to see y'all eat on this platform. I want to see it work for you. I do. But guys, don't keep coming to me with the same foolishness. You're doing the same thing after I just told you back in 2022. This is what you need to do. Don't come back to me in 2026 with the same stuff. Content creates opportunity. Sasha, talk to us, sir.
Um, so the conversation has to have moved on a bit, but I just wanted to draw attention to you have a great opportunity to create surface area for people to to look at you if you provide recommendations for people. Um, I think it's a great opportunity to grab mind share if you write a recommendation for someone that actually informs the reader on what that person could do for them. So think about like bottom of funnel questions. And I think that's certainly far more useful than writing the equivalent of, this person has great hair, great teeth, a nice smile, very engaging, actually write something that would help the reader find a reason to
Hold on,
work with
Sasha,
that
I gotta
person.
stop you right there. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. Who, whoever of y'all out there is doing like you have the great teeth recommend, stop it. Stop doing that. Like you have a great smile. It don't help nobody.
Yeah.
Just stop
Yeah.
that foolishness. That's not a recommendation. You
Yeah.
trying to ask for a date, or like in a weird way. It's creepy. Stop the creepiness. Creepy don't get you clients. Write that
Yeah.
down. Creepy don't get you clients. All right? Stop doing the creepy. I'm sorry,
It-
Sasha. Please continue, sir.
at least not those clients, right? Um, Um, right, and also it gives the reader an opportunity to uh, get an insight into her in terms of how you think and how you might be able to help. So I see it a great opportunity. You're effectively writing a campaign, an ad campaign, and then I started off. I still haven't paid, but I started maybe 6 weeks ago on Alignable and just carved out an hour to 2 hours a day and tried to work my way around the shop, trying to learn what works. And I would specifically make appointments with people so that I would have content to write if if the feeling was right, if the chemistry was right with that person, so I could write about the experience I had during that one-on-one session. So that's just something that seems starting to work out for me. Just letting you know.
All right. Well, I'm glad that's working for you. Thank you for sharing. But Sasha, thank you for sharing that, sir. Yvonne, talk to us.
Uh, all the people talking about looking for local support, there are local groups, and as I suggested to Orion, it doesn't just have to be your city. You can look out to your state or maybe cities, but there's ways to search for that. I know just the easy search is in our profile where you've put in your hometown. If you put your cursor over the top of it, it's a link, and when you click on it, it lists everybody in your hometown who's on Alignable. So that might help from the local factor people connect.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Appreciate you, Yvonne. Shamika,
I didn't quite catch what she was saying. Because I guess I'm more visual. So she was saying, where were you saying to go?
Yvonne, you wanna repeat for Jamie and
Yes.
whoever else might have missed it?
So on your profile, if you go to your homepage, your profile page, and it has your name, your title and business, and then like mine, I'm in Palmdale, California. Mine says Palmdale, California. And when I hover over it, it's a link. And when I click on that link, it will give me a list of all the other people in Palmdale, California that are actually they must have updated because it has explore, it has top local networkers, and I can look at it. And the funny thing is, I'm at the top on mine. It has different options for you to look at those
Awesome.
people in your local areas.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's
That was
gold. Thank you.
awesome.
Hmm.
Love it, love it. Thank you for that, Yvonne.
You're welcome.
Shamika, what were you saying?
Love the content. Every platform has their own way that they respond to content. So what's the best? Because Alignable is the one platform I never post on. So like, what's the best kind of content I guess to put on Alignable to get the reactions?
Oh, that's a good question. All right, so this is something I struggled with when I first came to Alignable in 2020 because I was like trying to post. Um, I came to Alignable with a LinkedIn mindset, and I realized what I was doing on LinkedIn worked on LinkedIn, but it didn't necessarily work on Alignable. And I was providing like throughout what I felt was value content, and it wasn't working the way I wanted it to. And this is what anybody remember? Like, I don't think I was in the workforce when they had these, but water coolers at work, right? You- Water coo- People on Alignable like water cooler talk. So when you post something, right, they want something that like let's gather around the water cooler and talk about it. So what I adjusted my approach. I just started like I would do like one liners, 1 2 liners, like real short in words, right? Just to give people something to talk about, asking a pointed question. I don't know how that was a while ago. I don't post much anymore. I don't know how effective that is now, but that's what had worked for me, and yeah, it brought me clients. It brought me attention.
Because I
So
was
that's
posting
what
kind of like
I
what
did.
you said, like I would post on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and I would put some of the same things on Alignable, and it's like crickets. So I'm like, this
Never
is not
post the
working. So
same thing
eventually
across
I
all
stopped.
platforms. Never post the same thing across all. So here's what you got to learn about, and this is what I had to learn about. This is why I was having trouble with Alignable at first. You have to know how to speak each platform's love language. Alignable has a love language. LinkedIn has a love language. YouTube has a love language. And Alignable's love language is not the same as LinkedIn. So don't post across all platforms. In fact, one of the things I have my clients do when I first start working with them, if they're trying to post across Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, I tell them stop all that. You need a whole social media team to run all of that. Use the Walmart approach. Find one place where you can just kill it and dominate. And then once you dominate there, you can step into the other lane because it's too much. It's gonna burn you out trying to be across all platforms if you don't got a social media team running that. And what you're gonna do is you might be showing up on all those platforms, but you're gonna be very mediocre.
Okay.
Shamika don't like me right now because she's looking at. I don't
No,
like
no,
that look you
no,
get.
no, 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 no. That's not true. I'm taking in what you're saying.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure, so I had to clarify. So if I disappeared, we got a mother over 40 other people on who knew what happened. All right. Put the shovel and bleach and all that away. All right. Put that and leave it alone, Shamika. I'm messing with you. Is that helpful? Does that make sense, Shamika?
Yes, it does. I guess I just have to figure out what to put on them. I just have because I don't put the same thing on each one, but I figured out what to put on different platforms. Alignable, I just can't figure out what to post on here. So
I
I'm
know
figure
it's
out.
you got to feel it out. Like
Yeah.
for me, I had to fail at first, and I was like, oh, this isn't working. I got to try. Like, what do people and having conversations teaches you like when you're meeting people on Smart Connects one-to-ones, like you got to be in the conversation. You got to be in the mix, right? This isn't like I don't have time to go over like I can't give you your social media plan right now, but I hope I've
Right.
got you in the right direction.
Can I interject? Sorry, if I'm
Yeah.
skipping out of line, but I just want to tell Shamika, are you posting just in your network or are you joining groups and posting in the groups?
I am actively about 2 weeks in. So I just did one
Oh, you're
post
brand new.
since I've been back because I was kind of like, Victor, I came on years ago. I didn't do nothing. So I just came back.
Yeah.
And so Alignable, I'm trying to build. So this is the platform I don't post on. I just started doing Smart Connects and things like that. So I'm just trying to build here on this platform.
When I post to my network, even though I have like 700 and some um connects or more, but I rarely get responses. But when I post in groups, that's whenever I get
Hmm.
feedback.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Yes, that works as well. Like I've gotten clients doing that, post something in a group. Just make sure it doesn't sound like this is what a lot of people try to do. They try to be slick
Yeah.
with it and it doesn't work. They will ask a question or say something, but it's more of like a leading statement to what they do in their business. Don't try that. It doesn't work. Like don't be slick, right? Um, so don't do that. All right.
So in
I'm
groups,
bringing
before we with the question with Yvonne again, in
I'm
groups.
bringing. She's been skipped over once. I gotta. I'm
Okay.
sorry, Jamie. I gotta go to Umbring. She just texted me. She said, don't mess with me,
Yeah,
Jamie."
it's
That's what she
that
just said.
personal now, isn't it, Victor?
That's what she said.
Hey, folks. So for me, a lot of this has been a learning curve. I'm new to Alignable, and I didn't even really think about building like that feed of posting because I do have a lot of content that I can post, and it's really small, it's very short. But I love the fact that we can actually leverage this. So I was going to ask my question, which just got answered, is it better to kind of build that community within my own page, or is it best to start off by hopping on different groups and kind of engaging with them?
Start with your own page first. Try that out. Like start small, baby steps, and then I always say that like there's three phases to doing content. Right? There's the part where you're like figuring it out and you're trying to find your voice. Okay, you figure out what people like. Once you find what they like, you just start doing more of that. So there's a certain style that I post in. I found that people like that particular style, so I kept going with it. I was getting responses from it. So that's phase one. Phase two is where you now have your voice, you know the style, what people like. You just start doing a lot more of that, which is now going to lead you to phase three, where you dominate. You become the voice in that particular industry or whatever it is. So just I would start small and just try some stuff out. Be ready. If you don't have a lot of connects, fail fast. If you don't have a lot of like fail fast. Fail in the dark when nobody's looking, right? That's all right. Steven, talk to us, sir.
Uh, Hi, yes. Thank you first of all for this webinar. This is great. I guess thing just popped in my head was, is there, in your experience, is there something that really small businesses or freelancers or micro businesses should do differently than larger small businesses or medium-sized businesses? I'm just wondering because
Oh yeah. Oh
there's
yeah.
so
Oh
much
yeah.
marketing advice out there. I get a little lost in the weeds sometimes. So.
All right, the big businesses, they have a lot of money to do marketing. They got money they can throw at platforms that the smaller businesses don't. So the best, you gave me you gave me a great segue into how I wanted to end this. Thank you for that, Stephen. See, you were reserved for this point for a particular reason. Appreciate you, sir. Guys, all of what we're talking about will not work for you, doesn't matter if you're not good at making the personal connection. That's number one. If people aren't, everybody just raise the hand that you write with, please, real quick. Just humor me. Raise the hand that you write with and put it on your heart. If they ain't feeling you, they ain't buying. They ain't referring you. A lot of I talk about this, right? When people meet you, they're judging you on two things. Write this down: warmth WARMTH, warmth and competence. Okay? What because we want to do our elevator pitch and we want to show how good we are, what we do is we skip over number 1 and you jump to number 2. You want to show people how competent you are. My product or service is so great. And you know what the other person you're talking to is doing? They're like, I don't give a. That's what's happening there. They're just not telling you. They're just nodding their head and being polite. They don't care. If they're not feeling, if you don't have the warmth, if you're not making that emotional connection, you know how I know this? Because people book a call with me and they say this all the time. And I'll ask them, why'd you want to book a call with me? Oh, I liked your energy. I liked your energy. I'm not saying you gotta be loud or the biggest smile in the room or anything like that, but people gotta feel that people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And I talk to some of y'all, I can tell that you don't care. And that's why people don't want to talk to you. That's why they don't care about you. And you're gonna say Alignable doesn't work. It does work. You just haven't treat people like they matter to you, and they'll treat your business like it matters to them. If they don't feel like they matter to you, they're not referring your business. Make the personal touch.
I've
I'm like,
lived
why
it.
is he
I know
yelling
you're
at
right.
us? All right. Real quick, let me just go ahead and put this link in the chat for anybody who just needs to schedule a consultation. Tammy, go ahead while I'm doing that and say what you had to say.
Oh, I have nothing to say. I have no idea how my hand got up there.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah,
So
guys, that's
sorry.
just about no worries. We're just about at the top of the hour, but if you just need to schedule consultation, know how to implement these strategies, you just need a little bit more help. Here is the link right there. So yeah, if you need to schedule a consultation, you could do that there. Like I said, I wanted to start on time and end on time. Guys, thank you for your input, your questions. I really hope this is value add and helpful for you. And like I said, if you have any questions, the link is in the chat. Schedule a time with me, and I'll give you just a couple more seconds. But I will end this before the 1 minute. Would like to add. Okay, yeah, we could do that. All right. So, guys, make the rest of your day the best of your day. And if you want to come to any of my Smart Connects or other events, feel free to reach out to me as well. Would love to have you. And guys, take care. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Victor.
Thank you very much, Victor. Thank everyone.
Thanks.